Welcome to yoga. Welcome again, everybody. I've got camera on. So this is Gentle Yoga. We're back after a couple weeks off as far as the recording. We had somebody leading here in person. So if you're at home, just get your sturdy chair. We're in our sturdy chairs here, and you can just relax into your chair now. Just let your chair take your weight. You might just kind of let your legs come out and rest a bit. And we're just letting our mind slow down, our breath slow down, and focusing in on why we're here and to take care of our whole selves. We were just saying that the people who met in person, it's good really just to join with someone, whether it's in person or virtually, to feel like you're part of the group and to move because motion is lotion. Keeps those joints, keeps them moving. And we were saying, if you don't move, you do feel older. You start to feel older pretty quickly if you're not moving. Yes, yes. And it can be any kind of movement, but this is really a great way to do it. So just get nice and quiet and settle into your chair, and then I'll guide you through a few things to do. Now, just take notice of your body. Do you have any places where you're holding stress or tension? Maybe places where you have pain? And just notice those so that you can pay attention while we practice. And now notice what you might have on your mind. Is there anything that's nagging at you? Maybe you just give it a moment. And then if you need to set it aside, we'll do that of focusing on the breath, focusing on our movement. And if it comes back, that's just a normal thing that happens. Just refocus on your breath, refocus on the movement you're making. Now we're going to start to notice our breath. Is it smooth or forced? Does it feel relaxed or stressful? Just noticing now. And then we'll start to change the breath. And before we start to change our breath, I want you to do a couple of things. Soften the place between your eyebrows. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth so that your jaw will relax. You won't be gritting those teeth together. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears the best that you can. We'll loosen it up here in a minute, and that'll be easier. So now we're going to breathe deep down into the belly. If you need to sit up a little straighter for this part, you can, so that the breath can really get down there. So you're going to inhale through the nose if possible. I know it's allergy season starting. So inhale, feel your belly expand, and then slowly exhale through the nose or through the lips as if you're blowing out a candle. And feel the belly contract. So you're going to repeat that. Just inhale, belly expands, exhale slowly. Slowly as your focus, you want to increase the length of your exhale. That will slow down your heart rate and let you feel calmer as we go into our stretching and our strengthening. You can also close your eyes during this part or just soften your gaze, kind of, and your eyes look down toward the floor if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes. So next we will go into our stretching and strengthening. Remember, as we do this, no pain and no strain. If we do any kind of movement that causes those issues for you, you can just sit and breathe. That is yoga. Or you can make some kind of movement that you know is okay for you. Right? So I have to scoot out of my chair a little bit so my feet are nice and flat on the floor. You do that if you need to. You're going to have your feet just parallel, and your hands can just be soft here, kind of on your lap or at your knees. And we'll start today by moving the head around a little bit to loosen up the neck. So we're just going to nod, just like you're saying yes. Remember to keep breathing. And then we'll say no, just looking side to side. And you may not be able to like bring your chin kind of in alignment with your shoulder. That's okay. I can't do that at this point. I've been sitting at my desk and typing and things, so all of this is pretty tight for me right now. So it's going to depend on what you've been doing today. Now let's bring our chins down to our chest and feel a good stretch down the back of your neck. Taking a good deep breath and releasing it. And then come up to face me again. We're going to let one ear come toward the shoulder on the same side so that this other side of your neck is getting long. And to help that, you might extend your arm that you're leaning away from. You might reach up and massage those tight muscles there or put a little bit of weight across your head so that you're getting a really good stretch. And then we'll release and do the same thing on the other side. And then release. And now bring your chin back to your chest. We're going to let the chin follow the collarbone and then look over your shoulder. And then on your next inhale or exhale, we'll move chin back to chest. And then repeat the same thing on the other side. And then chin to chest again. And come to face me. Now we'll loosen up the side body. We'll start with some airplane. We're just gonna extend the arms and just lean from side to side. You're keeping yourself fully in your chair, so both sits bones are staying on the seat of your chair. And then we'll stop with one arm up, the other arm down, stretching as tall as you can stretch, and then lean toward that lower arm. Now, when you're leaning, you can look down at the floor, you can look at me, or you can look up under your elbow, whatever feels okay to your neck. Just do the thing that you choose. And then we'll inhale up, exhale the other arm down, and we're going to stretch really tall again and lean in the other direction. And then same directions for your neck. Do what feels good. We'll inhale up. We're going to turn the palms away from each other this time, and then we'll slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back up about shoulder height. We'll do some small circles with the palms down. And now we'll flip the palms up and go in the opposite direction. And now fingertips to the shoulders. Now we'll do some bigger circles with the arms bent. And then reverse. And you can probably feel your neck start to loosen up a bit now that we've moved a lot of those upper body muscles. Good. Now we're going to open up, inhale, and then exhale like you're hugging a big beach ball. Inhale, same thing. Exhale with your beach ball. Inhale, and this time we're going to hug our knees on the exhale. So exhale, release. You're going to feel some stretching in your low back. It's okay to start to take some breaths in. And we'll reach down toward our ankles, and then we're going to scoop up. Inhale up. Turn the palms to face the back of the room, and then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll just scoop up again. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Now arms back up. This time we're going to face our palms away, facing outward. This one's called stop traffic. And we'll just do some small circles. And then reverse. Good. Now we'll let the arms come down. We're going to circle the shoulders. And then reverse. And then just shrug your shoulders a few times. Just pull them up toward your ears and let them come way down. If you hold tension there in your shoulders and neck, it takes a lot to get that to release. All right, let's rest well, let's see, before we do hands, let's go ahead and do weight machine and conductor. So we'll start out here, inhale, then run an exhale and squeeze. And we'll repeat that several times. Inhale, exhale. And really squeeze the muscles in the chest when you come in front. And then we'll go to conductor. Just like it sounds. If any part of this hurts your shoulder, you can make it really small. Just do what you need to do so that doesn't hurt. Good. I know that sometimes after menopause, shoulders are one of the things that can suffer. So watch out for those. Let's let our elbows rest against our bodies. First, we'll do claw. We're going to do it with hands and feet. We're just going to squeeze all the muscles on the inhale and then release on the exhale. And repeat that. And one more time. And now we'll touch the thumb to every finger. This is really great for anything fine motor that you're doing, sewing, handwriting, anything like that. And that reminds me, I think a couple of you were signed up for hand sewing tomorrow. Did the desk staff talk to you all? Okay, we had to reschedule that. Good. Now we're going to circle and make sure you're really resting your shoulders when you do this. And reverse. Now let one palm come to face me. Pull the fingertips back so we get a stretch here in the forearm and wrist. Then we'll flip the palm over and just kind of press down on the fingertips. And then other side. And then flip over, same thing. Shake it out gently. Good. Now we're going to move down to the low body. We'll skip forward in our chairs and just start out with the jog. You can do this as fast or as slow as you want. Just warming up all those leg muscles. Also using your core here. Good. Now go into some leg lifts. We're going to extend one leg. Now your knee will not lock here. You can bend your knee as much as you want to. We're going to lift and lower. It doesn't matter how high you lift. Just get your heel off the floor. If you can't get your heel off the floor, that's okay. Just engage those muscles, and the next time you can probably get it up. And now let's switch legs, same thing. You can bend it as much as you want. Just don't lock your knee. And then we'll go into hinge and cross. Actually, I'm going to call this a seated sit-up. So you're going to do like you're doing a sit-up, and you can choose to just go straight forward, or you can choose to twist. So if you want to twist, you'll follow me. You're going to bring elbow to opposite knee, and then you may also lift your knee. We'll do several on one side, and then we'll switch to the other side. You have a lot of options here. And other side. Good. And then if you need to kind of loosen your side up, you can do this again. Good. Now we'll do a few jumping jacks. And for the jumping jacks, you can go all in, just like you were standing up, or you can do only legs, only arms, or do one-sided. So you get to choose. And here we go. We'll do a few. Right, that's very nice. Do a deep breath in and out. And then we'll go back to our leg lifts and do another set of those. And then the other side. On this one, there is one thing that I don't think I've articulated. You're actually lifting up the whole leg and not hinging from the knee, if that makes sense. You're hinging at the hip. Good job. And then we'll do those sit-ups again. One more set for now until we go into our warriors. I'm going to twist, so you do the one that you choose. And switch sides if you're following me. Good. And if you need to kind of stretch back out, go ahead and do that. Take a good deep breath or two. So now we move kind of beyond the basic, and we're going to go into some warriors. And that's a pretty typical yoga pose that you've probably seen pictures of or seen people doing standing. We do it in our chairs. So we do have to adapt a little bit. There are some times when you may be able to extend your leg or you may not. Just keep your back feeling good and you'll be okay. In a position that feels okay to your back and your knees. You know, you just don't want to hurt any joints. We're going to turn and face over one side of the chair. Extend one leg behind you, the one closer to me. So your knees pointing down, your toes are down, your heel is up. And you want to kind of point your tailbone down toward the floor so that you're not overextended like this. That you're kind of got your core engaged. Then we're going to inhale up. This is warrior one. We'll exhale down And we're going to do several triceps dips for these muscles here. The wings, the back wings. Now that your arms are up overhead again, we're going to windmill down to warrior two. So now your arms are about shoulder height. You might extend this leg if that feels okay to you. This leg stays the same. You're looking out over your fingertips. Ribs are stacked over hips. And this is warrior two. You have really strong arms in warrior two. They're really stretching from wall to wall. And you're breathing. Now we're going to flip the front palm so it faces up and then just tip back. This is peaceful warrior. And you can kind of see why it's called peaceful. You're not going to get in this stance if you're afraid somebody's going to come in with their sword. And then back down to your warrior two. Now bring that front arm and face your palm up and just kind of rest your forearm above your knee. Look behind you and pretend like you're drawing a line down the wall, across the floor, and then up to the other wall, kind of the corner between the wall and the ceiling. And remembering to breathe. We were working up, we're really warm now that we've started on those leg muscles. And then we'll move out of that the same way that we came into it. And then face me. We're going to go into horse pose, which is just this right here. And we're going to stretch our shoulders, kind of get some twisting in, stretching of the low back. So we're going to bring one elbow into the space, one elbow, one shoulder into the space, and look over the other shoulder. Your elbow's not quite there. And then we'll sit back up and do the same thing on the other side. And then you can repeat that 1 or 2 times on each side. Just move at your own pace. You can do it quickly or you can do it slowly. And when you're ready, you can meet me on the other side of your chair. So we're going to extend that leg, bent, toes down, heel up, tailbone pointing toward the floor, abs are engaged. Inhale up, warrior one, exhale down into your tricep dips. Now arms are up overhead. We're going to windmill down. If it feels okay to you, you can extend that leg. Ribs are stacked over hips now, and we're looking out over the fingertips. Now we'll flip the front palm, tip back in your peaceful warrior. Come back down, warrior two. Then we'll bring the forearm above the knee, look behind you, and draw that imaginary line. We'll come in, we'll just kind of wind up. And we do it that way because you can get a greater range of motion in your shoulder that way, rather than coming along the top. Remember to keep breathing. We'll move with the breath to come out of that the same way we came into it. You're looking good, everyone. Good work. Okay, come to face me. So we're going to start down the hill now toward all of our stretching and resting. So we've done the hardest part. Just about. So we're going to do one more set. This time we'll do the sit-ups first, Then we'll do our leg lifts, but we'll start to stretch things in between. So here we go. And you can switch sides if you're following me. And remember, you can choose to do this for those of you that are at home. So now we're going to this side. Good. And then if you feel like you need to loosen, you can do that. If you need to loosen your shoulders or your neck, go ahead and take a second to do any of that you want to do. So we're going to do our leg lifts and stretching in between. So here we go, same as before. We'll do several lifts. And then you're going to let your heel rest. Knee stays soft. We'll inhale to sit up nice and straight. And then we're going to exhale to just hinge out from your hips. And you should feel some stretching all the way down the back of your legs, starting kind of at the sits bones and going all the way down. Take some good deep breaths. You might go a little bit deeper as you hold and breathe. You can hold under your chair if you need to. And then you'll slowly come back up. Then you're going to hug your knee in, whatever that looks like for you. It may come way up, it may barely come up. That's okay. We're stretching the quadriceps. You might kind of rock and roll around. I just remember we didn't do our feet. So we'll do that. And you might point and flex your toe. Then we're going to cross that leg over. You can cross it like this, down low, or you can cross it up above the knee with the foot flexed. Either one is okay, whatever feels okay to you. You're going to start feeling a stretch regardless in this hip. And you get to decide, is that enough? Maybe it is. If you want to extend the stretch at all, you can hinge forward like we did before, any amount. It might just be a tiny amount that you can hinge if your hips are pretty tight. Just breathe into it. This can be one of the tightest areas, especially if you sit a lot or drive a lot. So when you're ready, you can slowly sit back up, take that foot down, and we're going to repeat on the other side. We'll do some leg lifts. And then we'll rest the heel, soft knee, inhale, exhale to hinge out. You can hold your chair if that keeps you balanced. Take some deep breaths and really feel that good stretch. Stretching your calves is a real stress reliever. We'll do that often. Then we're going to slowly sit back up. We'll hug the knee in to stretch the quadriceps while you're here. You might rock around and massage your glute. You might point and flex or circle to work on your ankles a bit and the calves. And then when you're ready, you can cross over. You get to choose again, even if you make a different choice than before. cross low or cross high. This side may feel different than the other side, and that is normal. So you're already starting to feel like stretch. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can hinge out. And then when you're ready, you can slowly sit back up, place that foot down. Now we're going to scoot back in our chairs. Normally here we'll do some scissors, but I don't want to get your heart rate back up or get all those muscles engaged again. But I do want us to stretch a little bit better in our calves and our ankles and feet. So we'll just point and flex. And then we'll circle. If you need to bend your knees at any point and rest, it's okay to do that. And reverse. And then you can release down. So now we'll do a little bit of twisting and stretching between the shoulder blades, stretching the shoulders. This is eagle arms, and it can get kind of intense in your shoulders. If you feel that it's too much, you can do this stretch where you just bring your arm across and press in. You can do that with a straight arm or with a bent arm and look over the shoulder you're stretching. So we'll start out right here. We're going to inhale, and then we'll exhale as we twist. Now you may be able to kind of hook your arm over the back of your chair. The front hand is going to come to the outside of the opposite knee. Look behind us, feeling a really good twist in the body, in the whole torso, really. Remember to breathe. And then we're going to come back around, cross that back arm over the front one. And then we'll bend the elbows. And now you're going to touch the backs of your hands together, or you can wind up a little bit more and kind of clasp your hands. And that's where you start to feel that stretch in the tops of your shoulders, between your shoulder blades, maybe even in your triceps. We're going to inhale and lift up a bit. Exhale and curve down into your lap. Exhale and then release everything. And then when you're ready to take an inhale, you're going to scoop up like we did before. Turn the palms to face the back of the room, and then we'll slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we'll do that to the other side. Inhale. Exhale to twist. And then on your next inhale or exhale, come back around, cross the arms, bend the elbows, and we can touch or clasp. Feeling the good stretch between your shoulder blades, tops of the shoulders, all kinds of good places. Then we'll inhale and lift up just a bit. Exhale to curve down into your lap. Then we'll reach toward the ankles. Inhale up. Palms face the back of the room. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we have one more pose to do together before we go back to resting pose like we started. Before we do that, this is playtime. This is where you can make any kind of movement you want to make. You can repeat something we did before. You can do anything to loosen up something that might have gotten tight while you were working on a different body part. And then whenever you feel ready, you can come with your knees apart. We're going to extend the hands in front, cup, the hands are cupped. We'll keep our heads up, but lean forward. And then we're going to inhale up. And then you might use your imagination here. As you exhale, you might imagine the sun shining down on you or some cool water flowing over you. And then you could just scoot back into your chair, get kind of slouchy if you like. We're moving back into relaxation, letting your chair take your weight. Your hands can be facing up or facing down, but just let them be soft in your lap. Start to breathe more slowly, thinking of the deep breaths that we took when we first started to change our breath. Slowing down your heart rate. Check your face. Is that place between your eyebrows, those 11s, are they as soft as they can get? Is the tongue off the roof of your mouth so your jaw can relax? Feel your shoulders really getting heavy. Your arms are heavy, so let your shoulders stretch away from your ears. Your hands are feeling warm and soft. Just take a few more seconds here to really appreciate the good work you've done for yourself and just feel the peace of being here without other worries for another minute. Whenever you're ready, you can start to reawaken by wiggling your fingers and toes. And then moving your arms and legs, just kind of starting with the little muscles and moving to the bigger muscles, moving your core around a little bit. And the last thing, well, one of the last things we'll do is just reach up really tall. This is called morning stretch, but we do it in the afternoon. We'll inhale and then we'll exhale to release down into a nice hug for yourself. Really squeeze and say something sweet that you need to hear today. And then you can release down. Namaste. Namaste, friends. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll be back at 1 next Monday. Take a look at our calendar. If you're here, you can pick up a copy. Look on the website or on our Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff going on in April, so don't miss out. Good to see everyone.